Okay guys, here we are with section 5.1, review notes. Think back to last year when we were multiplying and a little dividing here with variables and exponents. Okay, so here we have two monomials, two of just one big long string of stuff. We're going to multiply them together. Okay, so when we have just one big group, okay, we're going to match up numbers with numbers. 4 times -5, -20. And then you're going to match up the individual letters. Okay, so we're going to have d squared times d. That's going to be d to the third. T squared, or t to the fifth, excuse me, times t to the negative third is going to be t squared. And then v to the negative fourth and v to the negative first is v to the negative fifth. Okay, remember from last year that if we have a negative exponent, you're not done yet. It's not fully simplified. So where does that go? How do I fix that? Okay, we switch sides, so v to the negative fifth is on the top. We're going to bump it down to the bottom of the fraction and make it positive, v to the fifth. Okay, on to the next one. When you're dividing, okay, pretty similar stuff. We're going to look at the numbers here first. Can I reduce that? 12 over -9, I can divide them both by 3. To -4/3. Okay, I have m to the 8 on top, m to the first on the bottom. Okay, 8 minus 1, remember when you divide, we're subtracting 8 minus 1. It's going to be m to the 7th. And then y to the 6th over y to the 4th should have y squared on top. Hopefully this is bringing it back to you guys. Shouldn't be too tough. Just a little refresher here. Number 3, we have exponents parentheses to the exponent. That means we're going to multiply exponents. So we're going to have m to the 16th, n to the 24th, okay, m to the 18th, oops, let's put those in there, n to the 12th, p to the 30th. And now when I multiply these, this is when I add. M to the 16th, m to the 18th is m to the 34th. Okay, we're going to get n to the 36th. This one doesn't have p, this one does. We're just going to keep that one, p to the 30th. All right, piece of cake. So after doing those, kids will always then miss this. Don't miss it. You're going to think FOIL, because we're all in the multiply mindset. Okay, what is that in the middle? It's a plus. We're just adding. It's easy. Don't overthink it. Okay, so I have 3n squared plus 1 plus 8n squared minus 8. Okay, just put together the n squareds and put together your regular numbers. Plus 1 and a minus 8, it's going to be a minus 7. 11n squared minus 7. Don't overthink those. 5, just a little bit different. Okay, we got a minus sign. Okay, that's really like having a -1 right there. Okay, so now I have to distribute that. So I have 6w minus 11w squared minus 4 minus 7w squared. Okay, see how that changed the sign on both things? All right. A common mistake is just to do the minus 4, and then people leave this alone. That minus goes to both parts. Okay, what's in common? What can I put together? W squareds. Okay, so I have -18w squared, and then just 6w. It's a positive, so we're going to go with plus, and then we'll have minus 4. Okay, don't overthink it. 6, parentheses squared, we have 3w plus 1 in parentheses squared. There is a shortcut to that. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The safest way is to scratch out that 2 and write another one. 3w plus 1 times 3w plus 1, and then FOIL it. So I have 3w times 3w, that's going to be 9w squared plus 3w plus another 3w plus 1. So we'll have 9w squared plus 6w plus 1. Okay, when a lot of kids see that 3w plus 1 squared, they're going to square that first one, 9w squared, square the second one, 1, and call it good. And you're going to miss out on the middle stuff in the middle. Okay? So, here's the trick. You do square the first one, yes. You do square the second one, yes. Then you multiply the two things together and double it. So 3w times 1 is 3w, double it, 6w, and that goes in the middle. If that shortcut doesn't work for you, too confusing, don't do it. Okay, just FOIL it out. Last one before we turn you loose. All right, just w plus 2t times w squared minus 2wt plus 4t squared. So we're going to take this w into everything. That'll give me w to the third minus 2w squared t. Okay, and I'm going to squeeze that w in there so I can keep that same order. Plus 4wt squared. Okay, and now I'm going to take the 2t to everything. We're going to try to keep that same order. Numbers, w's, t's. So we're going to have 2w squared t minus 4w t squared, and then plus 8t to the third. Okay? Now, by keeping the same order, it makes it really easy, or easier, I guess, for us to keep track of stuff. So there's only one thing with w to the third. How about w squared t? I got a minus 2w squared t. That's a w and a t squared, not the same. Plus 2w squared t. Okay, so it's the same exponent, or same variables with exponents. This one's a minus, this one's a plus. They canceled out. Okay, plus 4w t squared minus 4w t squared. Same letters and exponents, so I can put them together. Plus 4 and a minus 4, those cancel out. Okay, that's not how it's going to happen every time, guys. Okay, that's not how it's going to happen every time. You might have to actually combine those and get stuff in the middle. That's just how it worked out this time. And then we have our 8t to the third. Okay, there's the first 7 of them done for you. You got the rest of the class here to finish up. There is a back side, so don't forget about that. Good luck.